Hi there, Knox families. Scott and Sidra here. We want to share this video with you to share with you our excitement for next year and all of the awesome things that we have planned. Our mission at Knox is to understand and try to get down to the principles of excellent education, period. Not in a certain type of school, but what is true about education, period. So we want to share this video with you to try to help you understand our excitement for next year and the things that are going on with the classes, and if you have any questions, to try to answer some of those. So we'll start with Sidra.
We know this time of year there's always questions with registration. What are the classes? What do they look like? Where does my child go? So that's one of the reasons we want to do the video, is to be able to kind of help hopefully walk you through a little bit better what the classes are going to look like, and so that you have a better idea. So I'm going to start with, we are actually going to add a class for the youngest, down younger a little bit than the alpha. So we're going to add a 4 to 6 year old class. Right now we're just going to call it pre-alpha. This is going to be a half-day class, and yeah, it's again for 4 to 6 year olds, just to meet the needs of that age group a little bit better. It's going to be 2 half days that we're offering. You can sign up for one or both of the 2 half days. So those are going to be on Monday and Thursday in the morning, from 9 until I think 11:30. Then the next one is Alpha. Alpha, as you know, is for our 6 to 8 and even 9 year olds. At times we'll have 9-year-olds in that class as well. And so it's just going to be, as you can tell, probably a little bit older. The projects are going to be a little bit older because we won't have as many 5 or even 6 year olds in that class. So, and it is going to be on pretty much the same as it is now, on Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So there's 2 2-day options, and then the 1-day option is going to be on Tuesday, or you can have another 1-day option on Wednesday. And again, that's for ages 6 to 9. Now the next age groups, Scott's going to cover.
So we have been listening quite a bit to parents and to the students themselves, and trying to understand how our Knox philosophy is coming across and what is actually happening to them. What are the things that are working really, really well, and so a few years ago we actually had some teacher rotations, and this is where a teacher would teach something in the morning and then be able to teach it to a different group in the afternoon. This was in order to allow students to meet the different teachers at Knox and to be able to get their cups filled with their particular passions, the teacher's passions. And so we got so much good feedback from that. The students really, really enjoyed having a chance to meet and to learn from these other teachers. So we have been trying since to figure out a schedule, which is hard to do, try to figure out a schedule to be able to implement something like this. And so next year, we think we've got it. We think we've got something that will allow students to be able to do this. We've typically, at a day at Knox, we have a morning that is full of skill building. It is a time in which we really dive deeply into different subject matter for the particular term. So if we're studying the age of invention, and we need to understand a whole bunch about inventions and about the people of that time period, about technology of the time, steel making, cars, planes, aeronautics, all that stuff. We need to dive into those very deeply, and what that does is it really helps us to build good projects. So typically our day at Knox is split into morning and afternoon. The morning where we dive into those skills really deeply, and then the afternoon where we begin to build the projects. The morning is very teacher driven, as it were, and then the afternoon is very student driven. The students choose the projects and the teachers respond in the morning with skills that will help them to build better and cooler and awesomer projects. So what we've decided to do at Knox is to consolidate the mornings into one day and consolidate the afternoons into one day. that will allow for a whole day of skill building and allow for a whole day of project-driven, student-driven stuff. And what this allows us to do is to be way more flexible with our scheduling. It allows us to be able to focus on projects on one day and focus on skills and diving deeply into subject matter on the other day. It makes it so much easier to meet the needs of the student, which they're just asking for more skills so that the projects get better. On the skills day, which right now we're calling a lab day, because it's just like a lab of a project. If you're building a project, then the lab would be, okay, I need to go and I need to fiddle with something and try to gain some skills on this whatever particular thing. And that will allow us to have multiple classes, as it were, on that day. 3 is what we're planning on right now. And you could have 3 different teachers on that lab day. And each one of those teachers will teach something a little bit differently. They'll teach a language arts sort of a thing, sort of like Shakespeare combined with technology, or they'll teach an art combined with science, and they'll really dive deeply into this. A good example of this might be Marcy was teaching windmills. She was really interested in windmills and the technology of the windmill during the latter part of the 19th century. And so the way to help students to understand this more was she did some artwork, some watercolor and some other artwork to try to see what the windmill looked like, and she allowed students to really kind of dive into that. And then after they did that, they focused on the actual building of it, so lots of engineering and math. And so those skills are really necessary for then later on trying to build something else. All the students are building all sorts of things where they gained, and can look back to that time building windmills and doing art to really help them for what they wanted to build later. Really, it's just the same thing we've always been doing at Knox. It's now just consolidating the things that we're doing onto different days. And the addition, the benefit to the student, and again, like I said, we've been listening to you, and that is to allow them to meet other mentors, to be able to understand and get inspired by their passions. So 2 different days, a team day and a lab day. And yeah, what would you say?
That's for both, that'll be for both beta and gamma. So as for how this works for you is it actually hopefully opens up more possibilities for you. We know that there are other things in the community, especially as your children start to get older. We're going to kind of change registration so that it will be more flexible. So they will pick a team day, and then they will also pick a lab day. And the lab days they have 2 options for, and the team days they have 2 options for. So they are not stuck in a Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. You could have the lab days are on Monday and Thursday, and then the team days are on Tuesday and Wednesday. So everyone, when they're registering for beta and for gamma, you will be choosing a team day, which is kind of like a homeroom day, and they'll have 1 teacher that whole day. You'll pick one of those.
And that will be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
And then you will pick a lab day, which there are 2 options, Monday or Thursday. So this opens up, if you have something in the community maybe on a Monday, it opens up so that you don't have to do, you have a little bit more flexibility for your registration.
So you could choose, for example, you could choose your home day on Tuesday, your team day on Tuesday, and you could choose your lab day on Monday. Or if you wanted to keep that Tuesday as the team day, then you could maybe choose Thursday as the lab day. Or if you didn't want the team day to be on Tuesday, you could choose it on Wednesday. So it really opens up a lot of flexibility. We know that you are trying to work in so many different things into your schedule, and so we're trying to accommodate that.
Yeah, work things into your children's schedule plus your schedule plus. I know that friends are super important at Knox, and so making sure that they, even if your schedules don't exactly match up, that at least one day they can be with their bestie. So,
but then also, I highly encourage this, to also get to know those other students that are going on the other day.
Yeah.
There's lots of students at Knox, and so on the other day, the student has the opportunity to just get to know more people.
Yeah. So just a recap, I know this is for the people who learn from hearing, so I'm one of those who's a visual learner, so for those of you like me, we are in the process of changing the website so that you can see what the schedule looks like. Registration is just about to go out, and we are opening that up February 1st, so it is going to be coming right up for you. So look for both of those. For an email also that we'll try and do some frequently asked questions that we usually hear from people. So we'll try and answer some in there, but look at your website. The website's going to be updated. An email, and then registration is going to come out. So look for those things. And then just a quick recap. We have pre-alpha, alpha, beta, and gamma. So just look for those in your email, and we will hear from you soon. Thanks.
See you later.